Welcome to the Chit Chat Knits podcast. My name is Darcy and this is
Katie.
And we're back with you today for just a quick little update, what we've been up to, what we're working on making, and some future plans.
What we're looking forward to.
Yes, exactly. A lot of fun events going on right now. It's spring and it seems like there's a lot of great knitting fiber events to go to, and that's really great. So we want to tell you about one special one we went to last weekend.
It's been a blast.
It has been a blast. It was really great. I think these events are so fun because you meet new people.
Yes.
You can have an opportunity to see people you haven't seen for a while, and then also make new friends, and that's just awesome. I love it. So you notice we have something kind of matching today. These are some sweaters that I knit for us last summer when we went to the
Makers Meetup.
Makers Meetup, that's
in
right.
Hoffman Estates.
Thank you. I was just gone there for a minute. Yeah, so it's that time of year where you get to wear your spring sweaters, and I love it. There are no patterns for these. It's just a simple little top. No pattern because I just sort of wrote the pattern, knit the pattern, and I haven't graded it or anything, but they're pretty comfortable.
I love mine.
Yeah.
I wear mine all the time.
Yeah.
Even when we went for a hike in Bayfield last summer and I wore this, maybe that was not the greatest idea,
Maybe
but
not.
I love wearing it. It is so nice just to throw on with a pair of high-waisted jeans.
Yeah.
And yes, I've been enjoying this one a lot.
I talk about these. If you go back to last summer, we can look up the episode where I talk about knitting these, but the yarn I really do like. It's Cascade Anchor Bay, and it is a solid yarn, and it is worsted weight. It's 50% cotton, 50% merino. So it does knit up pretty quickly. And you know, because of the cut, though, the merino gives the cotton some nice shape, and I've just really enjoyed this yarn so much that I'm knitting another sweater out of it that I'll show you in a little bit. Okay, so we want to talk about the event we went to.
We had so much fun. We got to meet a lot of new friends and some older friends.
Yep. This event was hosted by Shelley of Cato Yarn Company, and it was in Mankato, Minnesota. It was a one-day retreat. I think it started at 10 and went till 4, which was kind of nice because, you know, sometimes you can't carve out a whole weekend.
Right.
It was nice just to have a really special one-day event. So we drove down to Mankato, which is about 2.5 hours from here. We actually stayed at your house the night before, so it was a shorter morning drive. And then just spent the day. And you know, we did take our Sheldon along, and we'll put a picture of Sheldon in here. Sheldon is a little
mascot.
He's just a little crocheted turtle, and I'm not that great at crochet, so he's not perfect, but
we love him.
He likes to make friends, and so he had to come along with us. At this event, why don't you talk about the speaker we had?
Yes, Corey from iRock. That is her.
iRock Knits.
Yep, she was our presenter, and again, I'm a new knitter, and she teaches a bunch of classes, how to fix some yarn projects that, you know, maybe didn't turn out the exact way, because she's like, too many projects go unused because there was something that went a little sideways, and she helps fix them to make them wearable. She teaches beginners, advanced, you know. It was so fun to watch her speak, and she had a bunch of really cool little tips for all of us.
Yeah, I think this talk that she gave is called Tips and Techniques. And she really has some great tips in this presentation. And I think she actually does a whole this was like a modified version.
Mhm.
I think she does a whole maybe 2 to 3 hour
I
class.
was gonna say
on this.
probably a whole series, and this was a condensed
Yeah,
version.
yeah. But we all can learn great things.
Yeah.
She's a really, really good teacher.
And I love the humor that she puts in it too.
Yep.
She put
Yep.
little slides in, and it just made you laugh. It made you
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah.
And I thought that I got a lot more out of it and learned so much because of how she presented it. And
Yep.
she just did a wonderful job.
She's
Can't
definitely
say enough about
a master teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, she's very, very good. So that really was a bonus, to have such a great teacher. Shelley,
Yes.
Cato Yarn Company, also gave everyone a bag, super cute bags. Yours is
Friends theme. So you got the Thanksgiving turkey. You have the guitar. So in Central Perk. So any Friends fans, I know I am. I had All Seasons box series.
Yeah, she had a bin full of bags and you got to pick.
Yep.
You picked yours out pretty quickly.
darn quickly.
Yes.
So thank you, Shelley. It even has her logo on there for Cato Yarn. So.
And I picked superheroes, which is kind of crazy. Iron Man, Hulk. And the reason I picked this is because my sons have been comic book fans since they were little kids, and now my grandson is kind of getting into it with his daddy. So I just thought that was cute. It might end up going to my grandson for putting some of his little things in. I don't know, but I'll use it a while and then maybe pass it on to him.
Yeah.
But I just thought the boys would get a kick out of the fact that Grammy has a superhero knitting bag. Yes, it was really cute. And
we dyed some yarn. Oh my goodness, was this fun or what?
Oh
this
my
was
gosh,
a new experience for me.
Yeah.
I know you've dyed yarn in the past, but
I have
think
done a
you've
little.
done different techniques.
Yep.
This one was super cool.
Yeah.
I got to pick my colors. I just love the pastels. I love it. It inspired me. The springtime outside, seeing some of the green and the daffodils and some of the other bulbs that were coming up. So that kind of inspired my pattern. We just painted them on and had a great time. We had a bunch of good teachers too to kind of oversee.
Yes, it was really nice. She had a couple of other ladies, friends, that were helping us to do it, so they would bring us colors and they would, make suggestions. So that was really nice to, if you didn't have any clue, they were there to help you, which was great.
Switched my color a little bit because I believe it might have been the green that was not showing up all that much. So they said, hey, do you want to try this? It'll wash out a little bit more. And I'm like, yes. And I am so glad because it really balanced out.
Yes, that green really came through.
Yep.
That's really good.
So yes, I loved that they suggested that because everything balanced so well.
Yeah,
and
it's really beautiful.
And it looked a lot different, when it was just, and you got it all.
Right. When they do come out lighter than, you think. I used neons. And, I kind of wish I wouldn't have left the white spots in there. But once it knits up, we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. I love it that we got to use this tiger. I think they call this tiger. Zebra, not tiger.
Yeah.
Zebra. Stripe. Yeah.
It's striped.
It's striped. Yeah. But that was really fun that we got to use that.
And we saw a whole bunch of different varieties. Some of the participants just had 2 colors, some multiple.
Yep.
It was really fun to see what people did. And
it was really fun.
It was fun too because I think my choices were pretty obvious. If my personality, and then Darcy's. I actually we got to show these to my parents, and I showed my parents, each skein and had them guess which one belonged to who. My mom got it right away. My dad had it switched, but they thought it was fun.
Really fun. Yeah, that was a really nice, fun activity. So she lets everyone dye, and then she puts them in a roasting pan. So the heat from the roasting pan sets them during the day while we're there.
Mhm.
And then everyone washed out their yarn and wrapped it back up in a plastic bag and brought it home
Away we went.
to dry.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Shelley.
Thank you, Shelley.
You made a wonderful
Yeah.
activity for us that I really enjoyed.
Yep.
The whole day.
Yes. And we met new friends.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had a great time.
Yeah.
We met, of course, I hadn't met Shelley before, so this
Yeah.
was great for me.
Yeah.
We met Nan and Kim
Mhm.
and Pei and just a whole bunch of other new friends. And our friend Laura, our old friend Laura,
Came
came
too. Yeah.
too. So it was really nice.
Got to spend the day with her, which was wonderful as well.
Because I hadn't seen her for a while, and we'll be seeing her again today. But it was so good to see her, and it was such a wonderful event. We came together, and some people came by themselves, which I was so happy that it can be kind of intimidating to come by yourself when you don't have a group.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of times people come as groups and maybe they haven't seen their friend for a long time, and it's understandable. They're going to spend time with their friends. So yeah, it was nice to be able to reach out. And, I do think Sheldon kind of helps us reach out to people.
Yes. He's memorable, and he's kind of a fun little icebreaker,
Yes. Yeah.
getting people involved. And I think he's memorable.
Yeah.
He's very memorable.
Yeah.
And, I thank you all for coming by yourself, with somebody. It's a wonderful community to be a part of.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid.
And then at the end of the day, Corey and Shelley gave some door prizes, and we both
ironically
won. At the last two door prizes, they called my name and they called Katie's, and it was like, oh my gosh. Yep. So we won some yarn. We will rock you. Junction Fiber Mail. Yep. So these are really, I'll just quick pull it out here.
I'll quick pull mine out too.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, just
Beautiful
fun yarns. So
yeah.
Yep. It was so fun.
It was a lovely, lovely day.
Yep.
I appreciate these events very much.
Yes, we
get
had
out
a great
and chat
time
with other knitters. It's great. We have another one coming up, another event coming up, like she said today we're leaving for, but we will tell you about that at the end.
Yep.
So finished objects. Let's move on to finished objects. I have one, just one little one. I knit another one of my Melody hats the day we went while we were knitting, just sitting and knitting. And this one is Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash Effects. It was just something I picked up somewhere, had in my drawer. I got one hat out, and I there's not quite enough to make a second hat. But if I do think I have a little scrap of gray. So I think if I add a few gray stripes in there, I'll be able to get a second hat out of that skein.
That's awesome.
Of worsted. Yeah. So that's kind of nice. And that leads us to our charity knitting totals. Yes. So this is the 12 for 12 and 25. I've talked about it before. You can go back on episodes. And basically in my Ravelry group, we're just knitting for charity. And then we're tallying up everything that people post and what they've knit. So I went in yesterday and just added up January, February, and March. Because I thought, first quarter.
Yep.
I was going to do April, and then I thought, well, let's just do them in quarters.
Yes.
So you have the totals.
Yes, I do. And you guys are amazing. So we have 144 hats. We have 5 Mother Bear teddy bears, 11 blankets, 4 scarves, 2 ear warmers, 2 loomed mats, 6 pairs of knitted knockers, 1 cowl, and 8 washcloths. Way to go. Way to go, you guys. That just blows my mind.
Throw the confetti. Yeah. That's pretty amazing that our little group is spreading kindness through our knitting. I'm so happy. So
So proud of all of you. Thank you.
Yep, and it's never too late to join us. This will go through the year. If you want to join in, just it's called the 12 for 12 and 25, and it is in my Chit Knits Ravelry group. Just come and join us.
Hop on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and the other make along we have that I've also talked about is the Make It Yours, Mel. And we are, I think it was 116 finished objects yesterday.
Good for all of
So that means we have crossed the 100 project finished objects. And so I did pick a winner yesterday, and this is Robin at Grandma 6 Knits. Robin at Grandma, her Ravelry name is Grandma 6 Knits. Robin, please send me a message, probably on Ravelry, and tell me what Chit Chat Knits pattern you'd like me to add to your library and what other pattern you would like to have valued to $10. And again, thank you everyone for knitting along and posting your projects. I know it's sometimes hard to get that finished photo object picture and get it in there. I am really bad about that, but really bad. But thank you for joining in. I greatly appreciate you're doing great things.
Yeah. And I'm on Ravelry now too.
She joined Ravelry.
I joined.
Our new knitters on
Yes,
Ravelry.
so I am Knitterdat 2. So Knitter KAT 2. Number 2. So yeah, so that we got me on board there this week.
Yep. So. And we're going to create your first project.
Yes.
Your blanket that you finished.
Yes. And delivered.
And delivered.
And
we're going to get that up as your first project. I also mentioned to Katie that, since she's just starting out, I showed her where she can keep track of her yarns in Ravelry. So that might be a good thing to do. And
that is
I'm
really
way
great
too far
feature.
gone on that.
Right.
Way too far.
We're past.
Way too late.
Yep.
It's never too late. But yeah, we take a lot of work at this point.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited.
That would be a good thing to do. Yeah. So do you want to tell about delivering the blanket?
Yes, of course I do. So a couple of days ago, I got to deliver my first project to Preston, my godson. He is 1.5, and I had him open. Of course, he had to get in with the tissue paper first, but after he got distracted, he pulled out that blanket, and it was the most heartwarming moment. I got a little teary-eyed because he took the blanket and he kept snuggling it up to his face. And his mom and dad were there, and they got to look at it. His mom had seen it before. His dad had not seen it. So it was such an experience and joy just to give it to him. He was dragging it around the backyard. It was perfect. It was exactly what I hoped it would be.
Good.
And yes, he was a little ball of energy. So did I get a picture? No, I did not. No. But his mom said that in the near future, she was going to try to get a picture of him. So in a future cast, we will put a picture.
Sometimes it's really hard to hit that moving target.
He's fast. He's fast. He's running around. He's dancing around now. And it was so fun. He was a superhero. He had it wrapped around him. It was a great feeling. So I am excited to have that chapter completed.
And time to open the next
time to
chapter.
open the new one. So and we're prepared. We are prepared. I got to learn how to purl last weekend. I learned how to cast on. It was great. So I got to practice.
Well, show us your little swatch.
So I got to practice a little bit. So here's what I've been practicing, my little knits and purls. And then I started knit 2, purl 2. So you can see I have a little bit of a texture up here after some
ribbing.
Straight,
stockinette. And then the knit 2, purl 2 would be a form of ribbing.
So it was real fun to do. So I was just working on
and
this.
of course she was knitting stockinette, so she had to purl.
So it was good. It was a great practice. And Darcy says I'm ready for my next
cast on.
project.
And I made you I'm so mean. I made her knit as loose as she could.
Yes, that was such a good practice for me because I knit rather tight.
Yeah.
So Darcy said, I understand that this is going to be hard for you, but it's going to be for your own good. This will be it. So I did. I knit and purled very loose. And did anything bad happen? No, it didn't.
No.
So it was good.
You were so tight over here. So I thought if we go over here and knit super loose, eventually we'll end up back here.
It'll balance out.
Yeah.
So, and the practice was really great.
Yeah.
So, and I'll have a lot of great teachers this weekend.
Right.
I know I will.
Right.
So
You're going to get so much advice.
I will. And I'm excited.
Yep.
Yep.
So show us your yarn. We've shown your
shopping.
project. Yeah.
Yep. So we went shopping, and this is for the Pixel Cowl. It's through Barocco.
Yeah, the pattern was sponsored by Barocco.
Sponsored by. So these are the yarns that I have for it. I showed them to my mom. It's for a cowl for my mom, and she loved it.
Remind me, this was the yarn that was recommended in the pattern. Am I correct? I know we looked at different, similar weight yarns.
I actually think this is a little bit different. It was similar, but let's pull the ball bands out.
Oh, and it's really wound up in there.
Yep, it's all good.
Oh, yeah, this is Plymouth.
Yep, so this one was a little bit different, I remember, because it was the color selection that we had.
But
it was...
The yardage and the... It's caught on my finger.
Oops.
The yardage and the yarns were very similar. So I think it's going to be just fine. So she has Plymouth Select Worsted Merino. Superwash.
Yep. So we're getting ready to cast on, and it'll be great. I am excited. Knits, purls, and slips, I think, is what this pattern calls for. And I get to learn how to read a pattern because I did not need to read one before.
Right.
Yeah, you just kind of told me what to do, and I did it. So
This is a great pattern because it has written directions as well as a chart. So, she will be able to learn. Sometimes it takes a little bit to learn chart reading, or if you learn chart reading, to learn written instructions. And, I understand different people appreciate different styles, but it's so nice that there's both options.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just casting on and going to town. So, yeah. The pattern is written, you knit the cowl, how do I say it? Not in the long circle. Flat?
Yeah, you knit it flat and then bring it around and seam it. I'm sort of thinking we might do a provisional cast on and then graft it at the end, because then there wouldn't be a seam. I'm going to look more carefully at that. If there is a seam, it really wouldn't, it's not going to be very, but we might do that. Yeah. We'll see when we sit down today.
It was fun to do some yarn shopping. Oh, and by the way, in the background, you did some yarn shopping too.
I did get a few things from Shelly. This is so pretty.
Oh, it's
called
gorgeous.
Kiss Me Twice. It's her 80s radio. She gave a little discount that day, so of course I had to bring some yarn home. This is a fingering weight, and I just thought it was so pretty. I love the colors.
Yep.
And then she had a bin of miscellaneous. I don't know. Sometimes whatever.
Yep.
So they were deeply discounted. Let's just put it that way. And I picked up two, an orange and a blue. And
aren't they perfect together?
Yeah, but you know what I'm going to do with them? I'm going to make slipperoo socks.
Yes. Yep.
Because I can never have enough of those.
No. I just packed mine.
So, yeah. So I'm going to make myself some more slipperoo socks out of those. Just because I like to make them and I like to wear them.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Yep.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So Preston's
Yeah.
You're ready to cast on.
Yeah, and you
I
have another work in
have
progress.
another work in progress. I have it down here. It's almost done.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I love it. As we've told you, we're planning to go to the Makers Meetup in Hoffman Estates near Chicago
And
the
in
end of
July.
And they're sort of pre-make-alongs. One of their pre-make-alongs is the Clover Tee. So I have been working on my Clover Tee.
Yep.
I sort of got obsessed with it this week. I was going to use...
It was a previous yarn that you had on the cast. It was a pretty green color, but I can't remember.
It's called, I'll have to put it down here.
Yes,
I don't
we'll put it
remember
down
what
there.
it's called. Remix.
Yes,
Remix.
good job.
Oh gosh, that came from way back. When I swatched it, it was a little thicker, and it wasn't the texture
Exactly
I wanted.
what you wanted. So
yeah, it just wasn't.
You found this.
Well, and this was my original. I bought this last summer. I think I bought 6 skeins because it was on a really good sale. So this was what I was originally going to do. Then I switched.
And then you're back.
I'm back. Yeah. So again, it's the Anchor Bay. I love the pink color.
I love it.
What's it? It's just color 02. I think when you go, like we were looking at yarn.com, and they did have color names.
They did.
In there.
Yeah, the one that I liked for mine. That she will be so
I'll
kindly
be making her one
mine
to wear.
Yeah, mine had a name.
Yes. But I changed a little bit because I just thought it would be fun to add some beads.
And they really
do. They're sort of iridescent. So sometimes they read pink, sometimes they read gold, sometimes they read green,
blue.
Yeah. And then because I put the beads in, the pattern actually has 4 eyelets, like around where that bead would be. You can see it's not stretched out because, here, let me do this. Okay, you can see there's an eyelet and then one on each side. And then there was a 4th one down here. But because of the bead, it was setting that bottom eyelet off to the side. So I decided to eliminate that bottom eyelet and then just work some other invisible increases in.
It's beautiful. I love how it's turning out.
Yeah, so I got all fancy with the beads.
Yep, and it goes so well with your nails.
I know, look at that. Got my nails done yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm loving it.
And it makes me look forward to mine, and I want to say thank you in advance.
I know.
I'm really excited for it.
You know, this pattern, like these, it's very similar construction to these. Knits up so fast. The worsted weight, about a week, I think.
Yeah, it's been fun watching because I saw Penny from PJ Knits. She was working on hers, and it just gets me ready for the season. Yep.
Yeah, I will most likely finish mine today. I only have a few inches in the bottom ribbing. The other thing I did on mine, which I did on these, you can't really see, hold yours up there. Yeah. Is I add a row of eyelet just before the ribbing. I kind of like that little extra touch. So I've added that on this too, a little row of eyelets.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about this tea. The eyelets.
The little eyelets.
Yeah.
Yep. So that will be done today. Yay. Yep.
Yeah.
Another project done. So we want to tell them where we're going?
Yes, we are going to meet our friends in Wisconsin, a little bit up north here. It is a retreat house. It's a renovated barn with all the farm animals.
Not in the barn.
Not in the barn.
No.
I should specify that.
No, they're
outside.
Buildings.
They're outside, but I mean, the hosts are wonderful. They even leave treats for us to give to the animals and stuff. And, for those that aren't as, farm enthusiastic, we can just stay in. Yes. You did really well at Cato retreat though, because
I did.
There
was a special
precious
guest.
little bunny there named Prince.
Yep.
And I know we have a picture, so either we'll put it somewhere in the video. But he was so floofy, and it was the day before Easter. So
he was a special guest.
We got to play with Prince.
Yeah.
So, and yes,
I actually held him. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you do really well. And then on the farm, you did
set off my asthma.
It did. So I felt a little bad about that.
Oh,
but I know Laura and I and
are
Martha
crazy
and
animal people.
Yes. So Darcy comes out and she walks with us.
I just say
she
hello.
Says hi from a distance.
Hello.
You do pet Mary Tyler Moore, one of the sheep.
The sheep. Mm-hmm.
So yes, it's a lot of fun. So we can sit inside in it. We've sit on the deck. We've gone for walks. Mm-hmm. We go to a couple yarn stores. Yep. We go to Warm and Woolly. In North Branch. Yep. So we just have a great time.
And when we say it's a barn,
yes,
it's definitely a renovated barn.
Yes.
And it's a luxurious. It's a beautiful space.
Yep.
So
it's perfect. And we have quite a few ladies that come.
Yeah, usually about a dozen. Mm-hmm. You know, kind of the same people come, so we get to see.
Yep. We each have kind of our own little spots too.
Yeah. So
how long have you guys?
Oh gosh. A long time.
Because I'm lucky. I've gone. This is my third time. Going.
Yeah, we go twice a year.
Yep.
It's a lovely space. It's a lovely weekend. A lot of knitting. Yep. So there's a blue jay trying to get out.
Yes, I was gonna say.
He's attacking it. Don't knock it down.
They might see the shadow in the.
Maybe. Yeah. So I know that I will finish up my sweater today because. There's not a whole lot else to do but sit in it
and visit, catch up.
Yep.
You know, we just have a wonderful time. So I have my Sandy bag all packed.
That you won last year.
I won at the Makers Meetup last year.
2024.
Yep. So I have my Sandy bag ready to go.
Yay.
Yep.
We're heading out. As soon as we finish up here.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, as we like to do, I have a little kindness story for us. And this one has a little twist to it. So we, on our way to Mankato last weekend, we did go out for dinner on Friday evening. And the place we went to was quite busy. And there was a wait to get in. Yeah. And that was fine. We were willing to wait, but they said, you know, if you want to go sit at the bar, you could just wait there, or you could even eat at the bar, and you know. Yeah. And so we did decide to just eat at the bar. That was fine. Yeah. And there was a bartender who was also serving food to the people at the bar.
Yep.
And she was a worker. She was go. She was attentive. You know, she was serving a lot of people. Because not only was she tending bar for the whole restaurant, but then also she was tending to the customers that were seated at the bar.
Restaurant, yep.
Right.
Svetlana, her name.
Oh,
yep. Svetlana was her name.
She was amazing. She was just a little spitfire and go. And, you know, still taking time to chat with us. Yep. And I was very, very impressed with her. Her work ethic was unbelievable.
Right.
Sometimes you think these things, and I have often been guilty of this, and I'm trying really hard to compliment people when I see these things, not just let it go. So we were paying our bill, and she had turned around and I said, "Excuse me, can I just say something to you?" And you could see the initial look on her face was like,
concerned almost.
Oh no.
Oh, what did I do?
Yeah. And I just wanted to tell her that I acknowledged how hard she worked and what a great job she did and how she made us feel really welcome and special.
Yes.
And like I said, you know, when I first said, "Could I tell you something?" she had a
look of almost fear.
Right. And then, you know, it was like overwhelming that someone said something nice
Pointing
to
it
her.
Out. Yep.
Yeah.
because it's one of those things where unfortunately a lot of people only hear the negative side of things.
Right.
And I think it's awesome to make it a point when you see something beautiful in someone or a wonderful quality, pointing it out.
Yeah. And I know that's not always easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all busy.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it takes a second, but we don't always take that second.
Mm-hmm.
Or a minute. We don't always take that minute. So I am trying to work hard on noticing people and noticing what they're, you know, when they are really giving their efforts heartfelt effort.
Yep.
And then trying to speak out
Yeah.
in kindness to that effort.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I said it's a little twist because it's something we did.
Yep.
But I hope that those little things can make a difference in this world.
Yep. And I know that it does. I mean, it has, people have done that to us. As a matter of fact, yesterday, someone did that to you. We were shopping for yarn, and we heard someone call out the name Darcy or say Darcy. And of course, Darcy popped right up.
Because you don't hear my name.
Because you don't hear that name all that often.
It's unusual. Yeah.
And, you know, we went to the front of the store. It was a yarn store, our local one, Darn Knit. And
I was laughing.
We explained, well, we usually don't hear the name Darcy all that much. So we had to, oh, no, but, you know, you are amazing too. And that warmed my heart. They're like, oh, yep, this Darcy is amazing, and so are you.
Which was very kind.
So I know how that made you feel.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah. Sharing both sides of things when you do it for others and when it's done to you. You know how it made you feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that just leaves us to our quote to leave with you today. And this is a Dolly quote because we love Dolly. And it is, I make it a point to appreciate all the little things in my life.
Yep. And I appreciate our friendship. I appreciate your friendship. Everything this community does for each other in this world. And the old and new friends.
Yep.
And adventures that we have ahead and the memories we've made along the way.
Yes.
So that quote means a lot to me.
Yep. So thank you for stopping by today. If you like what you see, give us a little thumbs up, and we appreciate it if you subscribe, and we always love your comments. So until next time, bye for now.